Conservation Corner on Market Journal is supported by the Nebraska Corn Board.
But first, every year new technology hits the market to help improve producers' conservation efforts. Over the last decade or so, digital ag tools have gone mainstream, but how are they actually being put to work right here in Nebraska? This week on our Conservation Corner segment, we're taking a closer look at how farmers across the state are using digital ag tools to boost their efficiency, save resources, and improve their overall operations. Joining us now is an expert from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Guillermo, you recently published a series of articles on Crop Watch that deal with digital ag tools in Nebraska. What was the driving motivation behind these articles?
Yes, we recently started publishing this article series on digital agriculture. Our goal is to get 10 of those outside, and the goal behind is just to show the results from a digital ag statewide survey that we conducted last year. We surveyed 2,500 farmers and asking them about what are the tools that they are using, what are the barriers for adoption, in general terms regarding digital ag, but also those tools that are meant to manage nitrogen in corn. So we did find very interesting results, and those results are driving our research, extension, and teaching efforts for the future. So these articles, we started with some of the I would say the 10 facts. What are the most adopted technologies? What are the technologies that are has less adoption? And what are the barriers for those? So.
Now, in your experience, what are some of the more popular digital ag tools being utilized right now by Nebraska producers?
Well, one of the top digital ag technology adopted is phone applications. Those applications that farmers can use in their operations that can help them to make decisions throughout the growing season. So this has the top level of adoption. Of course, GPS is the second technology, and all the things that we can do with GPSs in the field help farmers to drive machinery, helps them to deliver the inputs in the right rate and right amount across the field. Auto steer or these tools that allows farmers to drive straight when they're planting or when they're harvesting are among the top technologies adopted. And another technologies that have been adopted historically in Nebraska is the grid soil sampling that we can conduct today with GPSs and can allow us to find variability within the field and then help us to manage that variability with the machinery and the equipment available.
Guillermo, the most recent article dealt with the Dawn dashboard. What makes this such a useful tool for corn producers?
Well, digital dashboards are very interesting tools, and there are many out there available, can help farmers to, what we call data-driven decisions. This particular tool that we developed with UNL and other universities in the Midwest is meant to use specific forecast for precipitation and temperature throughout the season. So we have a forecast of 3 to 6 months throughout the season. It can help farmers to fine-tune their management, either for irrigation or for planting decisions. So we are basically taking a forecast that we produce with the University of Maryland, and we are putting into this dashboard to develop different tools like a crop progress tool. We have a data viewer where farmers can just click in their locations and see what the weather will look like in the next 3 to 6 months, and it's basically tailored for the Corn Belt, so it has more accuracy than the regular forecast that everyone checks in their phones.
Now, finally, what are some of the more common barriers for producers when it comes to adopting new digital ag tools?
Well, that's an interesting question, because most of the time we think that technology cost is the first barrier. With this survey, what we found out is that the lack of information about the values each of the technologies, how they can really use them, and how they can either increase profit, reduce inputs, or reduce environmental impact are some of the missing pieces that they have. And technology cost, as we think, is one of the most important, but it was ranked number 6. So the lack of information about the value of the technology was number 1. The second one was the lack of personnel trained to use these technologies, and the lack of time for farmers to implement these new technologies. So there is a shift in there. So technology cost is not anymore the first one. It's still important, but are new barriers that are preventing farmers to adopt these technologies.